Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Welcome to another Bodycam Bob breakdown. Today we are in the city of Los Angeles with LAPD. Let's do it. On April 3rd, 2026, at around 1:05 a.m., 77th Street Division patrol officers responded to a radio call for an ambulance shooting at a gas station near the 11,500 block of South Vermont Avenue in Southeast Division. The caller indicated the shooting had just occurred and that the victim had been struck by gunfire. The suspect was described as a 45-year-old male Hispanic wearing a black sweater, black pants, armed with a handgun, last seen fleeing westbound on Imperial Highway. While canvassing the area for the suspect, responding officers from 77th Street Patrol Division saw a male Hispanic matching the description of the ambulance shooting suspect walking down the sidewalk of around 112th Street and Van Buren Avenue. That suspect was Eliar Hernandez.
Drop the gun! Drop the fucking gun, homie! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Get the shot, stop it!
In case you're wondering, LAPD calls their patrol vehicles the shop. That's a cultural thing. Okay, here we see Hernandez walk in, load a gun to his head. Obviously a threat. He turns. That means the gun is pointed at the officers, even though his head's in the way. And so they got to take action and they got to shoot. There wasn't really an option for them to do that.
He needs help. Shots fired. Don't reach for it. Shots fired. Officer needs help. Fuck.
Your location?
Van Buren.
These are tough calls. No one wants to have to shoot their service weapon. No one wants to have to shoot anybody. But look, in this situation, you can see people saying, well, he was on the ground. They shot him when he's on the ground. Well, let's look at the footage. He's slow, low, crawling forward, reaching for the gun. After having been shot, he's still going for it. So the officers have to continue to shoot until the threat is neutralized.
Leave the gun right there, right? Hey, is this a self-defense?
Yeah, it's going to be probably related to our shooting on 100.
Here we're going to see a slow-mo. You can see the guns right underneath them. This is going to end up being a ghost gun, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Start doing fucking.
Yeah, he's not a pulse.
Start doing CPR. Somebody else.
Okay, so they do CPR on Hernandez. Paramedics show up. He's pronounced deceased. You may start noticing in all these LAPD videos, there's a lot of officers standing around. Well, that's because they have a massive area that they patrol, so they have lots of officers. They usually roll in an Adam unit, which is 2 officers, and it's really rare to see a Lincoln unit, which is just 1 officer. You got to keep in mind that they are patrolling an absolutely massive area, 468 square miles, roughly 4 million residents. Here's the ghost gun that Hernandez had with a round jammed in the chamber. Now these ghost guns, they have no serial number. They require no background checks. They're untraceable to law enforcement. Ghost guns are generally homemade from polymer plastic, and they have some minor modifications to make them operable. And they're very dangerous and hard to track. Later on, they determined he was driving this white Silverado pickup truck, and it was involved in a hit-and-run traffic collision in the 105 freeway off-ramp earlier in the day. Following the traffic collision, Hernandez fled the 1100 block of South Vermont Avenue, where he confronted a motorist, demanded his vehicle, and fired his handgun, striking the victim. The victim drove himself to a nearby residence, requested help from a bystander. Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and transported that victim to a local hospital, where he was treated for the gunshot wound. Following surgery, during an interview with the investigators, he positively identified Hernandez as the guy who shot him. And that, my friends, is another Bodycam Bob breakdown. Make sure you're staying safe. Until next time.